Hi, my loves. Welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Julie. Take a look around. I'd love it if you hit that red button below and also hit that bell so you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. Guys, I'm very excited about this video. This is a little different than what I usually do. So, I'm in love with this though, so I'm doing it. I'm doing a open collab with two beautiful women, and I'll leave all their information down below because you're going to want to go see them. Clueless Mama D and Mama Life Makeup. They're both beautiful women and they love the show This Is Us, along with so many other YouTubers and people on Instagram. I mean, all over the world, my goodness, think about it. So, if you are a This Is Us fan, you're going to want to sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm going to enclose a playlist below in the description box of all the YouTubers that have posted a video on each episode, recaps, um, just everything, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see everybody's viewpoint because everybody has a different thought and they think differently and they view things differently. But if you are in love with that show, This Is Us, sit back, relax, and keep watching. Okay, so I watched season one, season two. Those are on Netflix, so you can go ahead and catch up to that. If you don't want any spoilers, please stop now and come back to me afterwards. And if you guys are interested in doing this as well, go ahead and get in contact with them. This is an open collab to everybody that loves that show, This Is Us. Okay, so we are in season 3, episode 3. This has got me like, woo, I love it so much, but my emotions go up and down and up and down and up and down, and I think that's why I love this. It's so relatable. Okay, so in season 2, when they ended, let me backtrack real quick. Sorry, loves. It begins showing Rebecca, and it shows her life as a little girl and how her mom always, back in that era, you serve your husband dinner and you clean and all that, But Rebecca, it shows her growing up, and you could tell her wheels are turning and she doesn't want to be like her mom. So that was interesting. I love that part. And then it shows her in high school in home ec, and she realizes this is not what she wants to do, carry on like her mother did and like all the women did in that time. So she ends up going to a uh, shop class, like where they cut wood and all that. And that is where she meets her first love, Alan. And make sure, yeah, Alan. Sorry, loves. I wrote it down. Yes, I had to have notes just in case. So she meets her first love, Alan. There, we never knew anything about this in season 1 or 2. We. I mean, I thought maybe it was just Jack was her first love. We didn't really know. Now we know some more info. So she ends up, it starts with that and all that jazz. So then we go over to Jack. I love Jack. I just love him. I'm sorry. Anyway, so Jack, bless his heart, he was going to pick up Rebecca at the end of episode 2, season 3, and for their second date, and he's seen her kissing this guy that we now know was her first love, Alan, from high school. And so he kept going. Obviously, he wasn't going to stop. And of course, he was crushed, or, he really liked her. I can't say love yet because, like, it was their second date, you know what I mean? But since we already know Jack and Rebecca's love story and marriage and all that jazz, they're together. So it's just so exciting. I should have did like a reaction video, but I had to watch it late due to the hurricane. Okay, so back to it. So Jack is, meanwhile, it shows his life, after he gets back from the war and all that. His father is very emotionally abusive to his mother. God knows what else, because he's such, I can't say that, but y'all know if you watch it what kind of, guy this is. So he's like, no, mom, that's it. I'm done. You're not going to keep doing this. Dad, you're not going to keep treating her like this. I'm taking mom out. So he wants to get his mother as far away as possible from his father, which we know from season 1 and season 2. He did not have any relationship with his father. But now we're learning a little more. That's why I love this show. So, yeah, I was shocked at his father. And his father basically blames Jack for coming back from the war alive when his brother that was in war with him died. And to carry on that type of, he's probably already, hurting inside, grieving for his brother because he didn't make it out. And he did, Jack did. But then to have your own father say such a arrogant and hurtful and just a disrespectful statement really shows the type of man that was his so-called father. If that makes sense. Ugh, cannot stand that man. Okay, so then let's go to Randall and Beth. At the end of episode 2, we see that Randall is at the premiere of Kevin's show along with Kate and Beth. And anyway, Kevin's premiere goes off perfectly. Everyone loves it. Randall's in tears. Yes, he was in tears. Out of love and joy, and everyone's proud of Kevin, and so am I. I want to see Kevin do good. So Randall decides to take the opportunity when they leave to say to Kate, what do you mean? Nobody else can carry on Dad but you. Do you not think I'm part of Dad? And so she explains she didn't mean it like that, so on and so forth. And yeah, like, he really, was upset, and she was upset, and it just was not a good thing. So, yeah, tension was there, my loves. So, yeah, so let's go to Toby and Kate. They decide that they are going to do the IVF. They want to really have a baby. They know everything is very not in their favor so much and health-wise, but they still do it. And they go and set everything up for this surgery, and she has to go get her eggs, and Toby has to give his, little of that so they can make a baby. So they're totally on this kick. They want to have this baby. Meanwhile, Toby's still off his antidepressants, if you remember in episode 2, and I think he's still going through some withdrawal from that. He stopped taking that, so his sperm count would go up. And, that's why I say this show, like, everyone can relate to it. Like, if you're not going through it, somebody that's gone through these things. Or if you don't know somebody, you can empathize and feel, what they're going through. And so that's what's so great about this. So they decide that's what they're going to do. And then we'll jump back real quick to Jack and Rebecca. She ends up going to Alan, the high school sweetheart, going with Alan to Alan's family's home, y'all. Yeah. And having dinner, okay? She wants to go to LA to pursue her music. Okay. He ends up saying, "Oh, but there's great things in New York, blah, blah, blah. You know, let's do it. Let's go." And she's like, "Okay, well, no, that's not going to happen. Nope, nope." Because she's doing the dishes with Alan's mother. Okay. She's doing the dishes with Alan's mom. And she pretty much is like, I don't know. I met this guy. I don't know much about him. And the mom's like, "But you have a feeling?" Alan's mother. The guy's mother. Okay. And she's like, "Yeah, I have a feeling." And so, I mean, I love that she had that feeling, don't get me wrong, but I thought that was a little sketchy the way the mother was like involved. The son's mother is just like, "Yeah, you had that feeling." But anyway, let's let's move on. Anyway, Jack gets his mother out of the house. They stop at the store to get some coffee cake to bring to her friend's house where she'll be staying, and to get away from her abusive husband. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, I'm glad she's getting out. I mean, at least in this season, or this episode, rather. And he's in the store to, take his mom to get this. Meanwhile, Rebecca goes to the store, leaves Alan's house to go get some champagne or wine, I forget what it was, and they come face to face. They come face to face. And he sees her, she sees him. It's like I stopped breathing for a minute. It's just like, the spark between them two is just, it's so beautiful. Okay, so anyway, so they're just, excited to see each other, but yet Jack is on the fence because, of course, he is. He just seen Rebecca kissing this guy, Alan. And, she tells him, "You never showed the other night." And he goes, "I did, but you had some guy there." And then she felt like this. And then he goes, "Don't worry, I'll return your sweater to you." And so she's like, "Okay, well," she says that she's going to New York and, this and that. And she asks him what his dreams were. And yeah, this is in the middle of the convenience store, no less. Okay. And so he's like, "I don't know. I've never been asked that before, but, have a good job, have a wife, kids, a home, a family, provide, is that good enough for you?" And she's like, "Yeah." And the next thing you know, he says goodbye. He turns around. She's already gone out of the scene. But I was happy they seen each other in the store, because last episode I was cringing. This is why they have cliffhangers, my loves. So that's what's going on in that scenario at the moment. And so Beth has been working on this big project for her job. And so Randall's like, "You got this, don't worry about it," and being very supportive. And it's really hard to see because, long story short, Randall flies out to help or to apologize to Kate in person because, he really hurt her and Kate is going in for surgery. And so Beth says, "Miguel was right," Miguel, because, they talk through text, which is pretty awesome. I like that. And so he goes to Kate. Meanwhile, she goes to work. She's feeling good. She's feeling proud. She's got this in the bag. And her head boss comes in and says, "I'd like to see you in my office." And she's like, "Oh, okay." While she's walking, you can tell pretty much like what is going on. I don't know. I could just tell something wasn't right, which I'm sure y'all felt the same way. And so she gets into the office and finds out she lost her job. I know. That is so messed up. They had to let her go due to company, blah, 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 blah. I don't even care. All I know is that was messed up. So poor Beth. Okay, poor Beth at this moment. Because she's been working. Randall was working in the other seasons. He had a breakdown. If you guys are caught up to speed with all that. And so I don't think he's been working really. Yeah, it's just been Beth. It was like Beth wanted to go to work, so that's what happened. And then she lost her job, and I felt just so heartbroken for her. I mean, that's terrible. That's why I say it's so relatable, my loves. This show is like a roller coaster, um, in an awesome way. Okay, because it gives you all the feels. Um, so then we go to Kevin, and Kevin is wanting to really. He's supposed to meet with this woman due to PR because how good his movie went off, and the girl, what's her name? Tess? Zoe. Sorry, Zoe. Thank you for the notes, Julie. So Zoe, his best sister, I really don't know what's going on with her. I can't really say. I don't know. Like I don't know. She's using him. Um, I know Beth doesn't want to see Kevin get hurt. I guess she's like this in relationships, or she's I don't know. We'll find out more, obviously. But so Zoe goes to Kevin's, and Kevin says, "Do you want to go with me to? I have to go to a PR meeting," and she's like, "No, I don't. I'm not. I can't. I won't. Whatever her reason was." Um, which I thought was kind of rude because she's at his place. She should, she likes him like that. Be supportive, right? So she says no, that's not her thing. She's not doing it. Okay, whatever. But then she finds out who he has to go see, and she's like, yeah, 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 yeah. I'll go. Yeah. I'm not even gonna say anything about that, okay? Because like y'all know, you already know. Not right. So sorry. So they end up going there, and in this interview that Kevin's doing, he is asked, about his father and what war was he in, and Kevin is just trying to remember back, and he's like, I don't know, and he's having childhood flashbacks and everything. So long story short, he wants to find more information about his dad and what war he served in, what type of man he was when he was in the war. And so Zoe ends up telling him, well, you can find some of these guys that have to be alive still. You can find some of these guys and find out some information on him. So he emails one of these men that were in the photo with his father in the war. And we see at the end that this gentleman, bless his heart, he had lost his leg in the war. He received the email. He's opening the email. You can tell he's like interested while reading it, because he says he's Kevin Pearson, Jack Pearson's son. So I'm so excited to see what happens. It looks like things are moving up for Kevin, which I hope so, because last season it was really bad and really rough for him. And now he has a great reviews on his movies. He's doing, PR. I hope this Zoe girl, something good comes out of it. I don't know. It's too soon for me to know. That's why it's like, what? It's exciting. So, meanwhile, let's go back to Kate and Toby. Kate goes into surgery, and um, to- Randall flew out there, of course, like I told you prior. So he's sitting with Toby. A few funny scenes were in there. That's what I mean. You cry, you laugh. You cry, you laugh. I just love. I'm in love with their love on the whole show. So he's leaning on Randall for support. They're talking. Kate's in surgery, and while she's under, she's looking at her younger self, you know, and then even her younger self. If you guys remember in season 1 and 2, shows her, back when she didn't feel comfortable in her own skin because kids will call her names, up to where Jack passed away in the fire at the house. And so she's looking at these two younger Kates plus her, and Jack is in the scenes and the mix, and he's like, "Hey, Katie girl," I just love it. She was a daddy's girl, and so yeah, they're going through flashbacks, saying, the younger her is telling her, you can't have a baby. You can't take care of a baby. What are you doing? You can't do that. But at the very end, the current Kate looks at the younger Kate, and she's like, "You're going to be a mom, and you're going to be okay, and you're going to make it through this, and you're going to have a baby." And then she looks at her dad, and she's like, "I gotta go." And he goes, "I know, Katie girl." Oh, just the whole scene. The whole scene just makes you like, oh my gosh, I love that show. So, anyway, good part for them. It leaves off with them. They got 8 eggs. Yay! They got 8 eggs. So, I think they're going to have a baby. Hopefully, all works well, and one of those eggs gives them a baby, and I'm just so excited for them. And then you have Randall comes back, and he, is telling Beth he wants to take over for the city council because he's not doing his job. If you remember in the last episode, he brought his adopted daughter Tasia there to meet a friend, and so she goes to this wreck, and so one of her friends were beat up and hurt and robbed and stuff, and so he wants to just do something about it once and for all, because this guy is not doing his job. He's just not doing it. So meanwhile, he's telling this all to Beth, and Beth is like, "Randall, I lost my job." That's where it ends with that. So, like, I can't wait to see next week's, and I can't wait to see if, Kate gets pregnant, and I also can't wait to know if Kevin, you know, get, comes face to face with the guy that was contacted about his dad in the war. I want to hear more about that, and hopefully this Zoe will be good for him. Um, you know how shows go and the writing goes, so it could be the thing. Right now, I'm on the fence with it because I don't know too much about her. So, but it ends with Jack and Rebecca, and she ends up knowing that she knows what street he's on, and she sees his car. She knocks on the door. He opens the door, lets her in, and says, "Well, what about?" And she said, "That's that's over. That was over a long time ago." So I'm thinking, yeah, okay, you just had dinner with him, but okay. But I don't even care because I just love Jack and Rebecca together. So, um, Yeah, so she comes in and he says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We just had dinner," because he took his mom to her friend's house and they were on a walk. So he's cleaning up, and she has never seen that. She never grew up. She grew up seeing the woman always does everything for the husband, and so to see a man do dishes is just like out of very foreign for her. Yet she likes what she sees. She sees him doing this, and he's rolling up his shirt and taking his watch off, and um, yeah. So she ends up going, and he's washing, she's drying the dishes, and she looks at him and she goes, "Do you want to go for a ride?" And he goes, "Where?" And she said, "Los Angeles." And he goes, "Yeah, I would like that a lot." I'm just like, "Yay! Bye, Alan." That's how I wanted to say that so bad. Well, I was to myself, but yeah. So that is exactly where we're at with that, and I am so excited to see episode 4. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, so that was my recap on This Is Us, season 3, episode 3, and I'll be back for episode 4 next week. And remember, my loves, this is the open collab. So I'm going to leave all the information down below. If you are a This Is Us fan, lover, you love the show, you just want to be part of it, give your own little recap of it, please do. I know I would love to watch it. I'm watching everybody's, and I'm going to go ahead and add this video in a playlist, and the playlist will be linked below in the description as well. So please watch everybody's, because everybody has different thoughts and they don't all have the same. And I apologize if this was so long, but like, this is exciting. I like talking about this because I love this show. So anyway, my loves, yes, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this. I apologize, it was a little long. I'll make sure next time's not as long. And yeah, I hope you come back. Hit that red button and hit that like and the bell. This way you will be notified of my next one. All right, my loves, thank you so much for watching. Check it out, guys. Love you guys. Bye.